I remember exactly what I was channeling when I created the moment. I was remembering World War II book that I'd read, which had talked about Patton's urge to press the war all the way to Moscow. And there was a big push, 1945 and 44, to use the atomic weapons, to scare the Soviets, but then also to do basically to continue the Western Front all the way to the gates of Moscow. And Patton was urging that we needed to win the next war before the first one ended. And often, a lot of the wars in history have been started by people trying to predict the future and trying to establish the momentum, or I guess maintain the momentum that they've gotten in one war, mostly because it's so hard for societies that gear up for war. And, with tension hanging over your head, why not do it when there's a vulnerability in the enemy? And I thought it spoke a lot to the blood begets blood begets blood that Lorne Aarkos taught Darrow, or told Darrow, and which is a recurring theme throughout the series. So in many ways, it is Darrow accepting Darrow's accepting a world where war is his future, I think. And it is a tactical decision that I think is consistent with his character throughout, but is perhaps also a flaw in his character, particularly considering the events that I knew were going to unfold in Iron Gold and in Dark Age and thereon. And it seemed to me a great moment to take characters like Romulus and the Ra family are very easy to like compared to, I think, the other Golds. And when Darrow violates the trust that he has with them, it violates a little bit more the reader's perspective of Darrow, particularly with the low-color casualties that are created during the event. But that speaks in a lot of ways to what I think Darrow is. Darrow, I created the character simply because I'd watched too many films and read too many books where the hero had won and then turned his back on the villain, only for the villain to lunge up and try to stab him, and then the hero to bat his blade away and then kill the villain. So you get the emotional satisfaction of killing the villain without the catharsis, really, without the moral weight being thrust on the hero. And you see that all the time in Bond films. And I think that's kind of a cop-out. And that's one of the reasons I created Darrow, who is a character that makes decisions which he doesn't run away from the moral ramifications of his decisions. They do fall on him, and sometimes also fall on him in a real-world way beyond just the realm of morals. And I wanted to see that in a character. So it's exactly who Darrow is always. It's, those moments of mercy that he also has, which come back to bite him in the ass. So he always has to make a quick calculation. Is it worth it? And for me, that was an important moment for him to kind of decide who he was in the future, if that makes sense.